I thought I'd start off by smiling because we have this very important work in front of us, but this is a happy day. And that's why I started with a smile to talk about Gael Tarleton's oath of office. And I don't think anyone wants to say anything in addition to me, but the format will be I'll say a few words, we'll do the swearing in, and then Gael will grace us with a few words. But if any of you wanted to say anything, just give me the baseball signal or something, and we could do that. So I want to start by saying that the position she holds is critical for our success. When you look at all of our partners, whether it's the state government, the tribal partners, other jurisdictions outside of the country, fostering these relationships, not just as substantive issues, whether the capital projects or funding issues, humanitarian issues, philanthropic issues, the personal relationships that we form with these different entities becomes critical to our success as a city. And quite candidly, I want to thank Senior Deputy Mayor Monisha Harrell and other members of the cabinet for recruiting her, getting this one right, because indeed we got it right, and the City Council confirmed her because we know her talent and the work she's done speaks for itself. She was elected to the Seattle Port Commission, as we all know, which clearly indicates she knows how to work a room and how to speak on the substantive issues on trade and the port issues and the maritime issues, the industrial issues, et cetera. In addition to that, she served as 8 years as a state representative for the 36th Legislative District, which is northwest Seattle, and how should I say this fondly? There are many areas in town, and that area is no exception to having all of the challenges with whether it's public safety or infrastructure, transportation, climate change, and so it's not like a area of town that was without challenges, and she led that for 8 years as a state rep. And of course, she has extensive experience working with foreign governments and international organizations, which, again, the City of Seattle will reap dividends on her experience. So in the 5 months she served as interim director, she's really rebuilt the relationships with people and the agencies across this region that we think should be rebuilt. Quite frankly, that the relationship with City Hall has not been the strongest, and I'm not blaming anyone. It's not a blame game. It's just the fact that relationships, you have to be very intentional about building them. They don't just come organically or without intentionality. And so Gael, again, as a proven leader, has really served this city of Seattle well in building these relationships. I kid you not, when I talk to people in Olympia, people outside of Washington State, they say the same thing about Gael Tarleton, that she is a superstar in the work that she does. So I think that I've sufficiently embarrassed her enough. But I will tell you that the other part I did want to close with is, as she looks at building her team, and this is always a work in progress because people take different jobs, and that's a good thing when employees you hire and they go on to do other great things. That's not a bad thing. That she's made very good hiring decisions as well. People like working for and around Gael, and again that's another strong trait, I think, of an effective leader. And I always say as mayor, I love having, I don't know, it's type A personality. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad. Someone said I had a type A. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know. I just like strong, effective, transparent leaders around me to make us all better, And so I think that Gael exemplifies that kind of leadership. And having said that, I got to say that this is a good day. This is a good day to have a member of our team have the oath of office and to serve the city so well. So I present to you our city clerk, who I believe will administer the oath of office. All right.
First of all, Gail, I want to let you know that it is my distinct honor to administer your official oath of office. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Gael D. Tarleton,
I, Gael D. Tarleton,
swear that I possess
swear that I possess
all of the qualifications prescribed in the Seattle City Charter
prescribed in the Seattle City Charter
and the Seattle Municipal Code
and the Seattle Municipal Code
for the position of
the
Office of Intergovernmental Relations Director,
the Office of Intergovernmental Relations Director,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Washington,
the Constitution of the State of Washington,
and the Charter and ordinances
and the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Seattle,
and
that I will faithfully conduct myself as the Office of Intergovernmental Relations Director.
as the Office of Intergovernmental Relations Director.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And if you'll please
Sign your oath of office. And should I sign here?
Yes,
as well?
please. And before you make your remarks, I will pin the city director's pin on your lapel. Okay, everybody else does this really well. Make sure we get this going.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you for your service.
Yes, Mayor, thank you for
Thank you for your service. Well, good morning, and it's really great to have a sunny day in Seattle. I was counting the numbers of time I've taken an oath of office, and every time is special. And this is really special for me. I want to thank the mayor for his leadership at one of the most difficult times that I have lived in the city of Seattle. I want to thank the senior deputy mayor for her constant commitment to our team at the Office of Intergovernmental Relations during a legislative session that began a week after I took office here in City Hall and continued for 60 days straight as the mayor and the senior deputy mayor and their team were trying to build a transition of government. I am so honored to be part of this team. It's a reminder to me that every time we step into public service, it is a chance to change the way people think, the way people work, and very importantly, the way that we live as a community. I took it as a sign this morning. I still listen to the radio coming into work, and I don't have Spotify or anything else, and so I turn on the radio. Every once in a while, I get surprised by the song I hear. And this morning, it was one of my favorite songs, Michael Jackson singing Man in the Mirror. And there are so many lines in that song that resonate with what we are feeling today. Change happens when we decide that we are going to change the way our world works. When my family asked me why in the world I would go back into public service after the years I spent in public life, it was really easy for me to answer their question. And they all live on the East Coast, so they have no idea what's going on here, right? But they live in a city and around Boston, and they see everything that is happening in their city, and they understand that I recognize what happens in cities because we grew up around Boston. And we grew up around cities going through really difficult times. And I went to college in Washington, D.C. during one of the most difficult times. And I said to my family, it's really easy for me to go back to work for this mayor and his team. because I wanted to help him get our city's mojo back. I really believed that cities go through times of turbulence and that it's okay to struggle through, because One Seattle isn't just a line that the mayor gave us. It's an attitude. It's a way of governing that needs to be explored and experienced and worked through. You're going to fail, you're going to succeed, you get back up and you do it again and you try. You get back in and try. My mom used to tell her 7 kids, and I'm the 6th of 7, in case anyone wants to know, I'm not the oldest. You do the best you can where you live every day. And I think of this job as an opportunity and a responsibility and a commitment to my team, 4 of whom are here. Several are not, because they're attending other meetings and responsibilities and preparing the mayor for some meetings he's going to have later on this week. And I think of this team, and I have worked with a lot of intergovernmental relations teams and individuals over the course of my career in public life. This is the best intergovernmental relations team in the state. And we know it because of what they've already done in just 5 months. It is an extraordinary privilege to work with people who believe in relationships, as the mayor said, building relationships, sustaining relationships, honoring relationships, whether it's with our city council, our county council members, our regional bodies, our state legislators and state executive officials in the executive branch, with our tribal governments, with our communities who are hurting, with our federal partners who are finding their way back to Seattle as fast as they can, and with our international partners and communities who need Seattle to be strong, who need Seattle to lead, to help the future, whatever that future gives us. And that is why I am so honored to be here with all of you today to take this oath, because Seattle is my husband's and my adopted home. We call it our forever home. We have been here nearly 30 years, and we're not going anywhere. This is right where we need to be, where we want to be right now. And thank you so much, Mr. Mayor, Senior Deputy Mayor, Director Burgess. A very short closing line. Many of you don't know in this room, and some of you may remember, that my very first run for political office was also the very first run for city council by now Mayor Bruce Harrell and former city council member Tim Burgess. And in 2007, we worked every room in this county, going around all of the districts, getting to know our neighbors and our communities, and we all won our first race. We are now in a marathon. Let's win it. Thanks so much.